is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome to another Pokemon Showdown battle. I have my Pokemon on the right and towards the top of the screen, and I'm going to be battling against Magikarpitride. I don't know if he has a YouTube channel or not, but if he does, check it out. And he has his Pokemon on the left and the bottom of the screen. So, first off, when I see his Pokemon, I'm thinking, who's he going to lead with? And there's a possibility of Mr. Mime with screens, or, like screen and reflect, I mean. And Vileplume is a possibility to, like, instantly put a Pokemon to sleep or induce some status. And then, probably the most likely is Bastiodon because of Stealth Rocks, and I've actually used Bastiodon before, so that's the one I'm most comfortable with. I know Alomomola is a huge tank, I'm not familiar with Stantler, and Heatmore I hear is a pretty bad Pokemon, so I've never actually seen it, and I've never really researched it, so I'm not too sure what to expect. But I'm going to start off with my Scolipede to set up some spikes and some entry hazards, although I could have gone safe, or a little bit more risky with Ursaring, which could use Earthquake, or Haunter with Hidden Power Ground. But, anyways, that's what I was thinking at the very beginning, and so we're going to get this battle going. So he does indeed lead out with Bastiodon, and I'm going to lead with my Scolipede, named Pedobug, and I'm going to start off with Spikes. I see his Bastiodon is on a balloon, and he uses Stealth Rock, so it wouldn't have mattered had I sent out, like, Ursaring for an Earthquake or something. So he roars me, so I'm thinking he's going to try and shuffle my Pokemon, but luckily he sends in Gorbis. And Surf just barely allows it to hang on. It Toxic Poisons me, which is basically going to put a timer on me, but, you know, that's alright because I know what I'm doing, and now he's just going to try and stall me out. But I predict that he's going to do that, so I go for the Shell Smash instead, knowing I can set up now, and now my attack and special attack are way high, and my speed is high, so I'm going to outspeed most of his team. He goes for the Double Protect, hoping to stall out longer. That's a good move, it was all he really had. I was thinking he might have gone into Vileplume, and in that case, I would have gone for the Ice Beam just for coverage. So now he sends out a Alomomola, which is a good move on his part, except I have Hidden Power Grass, and now he uses Protect. He's going to try and stall me with this, and he knows that. So I don't know if he's going to switch out or not, but he indeed does switch out into Heatmore. I was expecting Vileplume, though Heatmore is indeed the better move, and so Ice Beam doesn't do that much, but Heatmore's a pretty weak Pokemon. And I have Spike set up. But Toxic kills me off, and now I'm thinking of Fire-type Pokemon Heatmore, so I send out my Rock and Water-type Caracosta, which Quad resists it, but Heatmore knows Giga Drain. That threw me for a loop, so there goes Caracosta. So I send in my Nightmare Haunter to finish up Heatmore, because he's strong specially, and he goes for Hone Claws to try and set up, but no, there's no way he's going to outspeed my Choice Scarf Nightmare. So now he sends in Mr. Mime, and I'm a little confused because I have Shadow Ball, which would be super effective, but I am Choice Scarf, and I'm pretty sure he knows that now that I switched out. So I'm going to send in Ursa Major, my Ursaring, to do some damage now that he's got the Toxic Orb. He's Quick Feet, he is not Guts, so his speed is times 1.5 because he has a status. And Mr. Mime tries setting up, but there's no way he's going to survive because now I outspeed him. And so I go for Facade or Facade, I'm not exactly sure, but on Alomomola, and he's going to be able to stall me out, especially because it has the Regenerator ability. It heals 1/3 of its HP when it gets switched out. So I send in my Ludicolo, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to try and set up Leech Seed on this Alomomola so I can eventually stall it out, so it's losing HP each turn, and if it tries to hurt me, I can regain that back. And I can use Giga Drain. But I don't want to deal with that, so if he's just going to go on doing this over and over, I'm going to switch in Pedobug. And there, I wasn't sure. I thought he was going to switch out into something like Vileplume to predicting the Giga Drain. So I sent in Pedobug, which has Mega Horn, which would wreck Vileplume. But he sends out Stantler, and I was a little surprised. And it tried to use Substitute, but I used Mega Horn, so it didn't have enough HP. And so I'm like, alright, well, I'll take it. And next time Stantler comes in, he's dead from Spikes. So that worked out well for me. And I used Aqua Tail. I don't exactly know why I used Aqua Tail now that I think about it. Interesting. But, so Alomomola is just going to try and stall me out with Spikes, or with Wish, so I'm just going to go for Spikes, set up while I can, because Alomomola doesn't have much attacking power at all. But it can heal half of its health with every Wish, so there's no way I'm going to be able to finish it off. And now, at this point, I'm going to start setting up Toxic Spikes, because I want to bait that Vileplume in here, if I can. If the Vileplume comes in, which, if it did, it would pick up the Toxic Spikes and get rid of them. And so now I'm predicting something's going to go on, or he's not going to do anything. So I'm going to send in my Ludicolo, hopefully to get him thinking about the Giga Drain, and then hopefully switch in my Scolipede, but no. He actually goes for Protect, and I'm like, I gotta get rid of this thing. So if I set up Leech Seed on this, hopefully it'll finally go away and I can go for Giga Drain. And now, I put on my prediction pants and send out Scolipede thinking he's gonna switch into Vileplume, which he finally does. And so he picks up the Toxic Spike, and now I have a Mega Horn that I can wreck a Vileplume with. And if he switches, and it surprisingly doesn't do that much damage, but it'll be enough, or will it? Now that he's got Leech Seed on me, he's picking up a lot of damage. So I figure I might as well try for something, and I set up Toxic Spikes to poison whichever Pokemon he sends in next, knowing I'm going to die from Leech Seed, and Mega Horn won't take out this Vileplume, and Vileplume's going to be heavily hurt by Spikes when it comes in. So now I'm going to send in my Ursa Major, which is going to hit anything it can hard, and he makes a really smart play, and he sends in his Standler as Death Fodder, so that it dies off, and now he can switch in his Vileplume again, almost free of charge, but pick up the Toxic Spikes too without poisoning any of his key stallers. So that was a good move on his part. And now I have Ursaring, and he's just going to use this move over and over. It's Stab, and Ursaring's a boss in the attack stat, but he's just going to try and stall me out with the Toxic. In retrospect, I should have used the Flame Orb to have a burn on him instead of a Toxic Orb, which is way more damage in the long run. So that's a bad play on my part. Luckily, it doesn't bite me too badly in this battle. So now I've taken out his Vileplume, and my Ursaring is down from Toxic, so I'm going to send out my Ludicolo, which is going to be strong against his Alomomola, and it'll be good because it's specially defensive against Mr. Mime just in case. So now he's going to try and see what I do. I have Fake Out on my Ludicolo, which is awesome because that's not a very common combination, and I love using it. Ludicolo can be kind of a troll, but it works really well. So he poisons me, but I get Leech Seed off, so I'm going to be constantly recovering HP, but losing HP at a higher rate. But then again, I also have Giga Drain, which is really helpful, because now I have a super effective move that'll regain health for me every time I land the hit, and I have Leech Seed, so I'm going to be gaining a lot of HP. And as you can see, it takes out the Alomomola, which is huge, and so now he's going to send in Mr. Mime, which is also really strong, specially defensive, so I can't guarantee that this is going to do a lot. He sets up a Substitute, which is a smart move on his part, and it's probably specially defensive. So my Giga Drain doesn't do much at all because it's not super effective, and my Ludicolo is specially defensive. So now he's setting up, he's got ×2 special attack with Nasty Plot. All I can really do here is regain whatever little health I have and use Giga Drain, try and break that sub. And he uses Psychic, gets a crit. I don't know if it mattered or not, but he takes out my Ludicolo. And now I'm going to send in my Choice Scarf Nightmare. I know I can outspeed and go for Shadow Ball and claim the match. And that will be the game, to quote Flaming Spade. But this guy was fun to battle. It was an intense battle. It really came down to each of our last Pokemon. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in my next battle. But until then, this has been Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.